Life is easier when I don't have to watch you die. It's one of many things that I've written down during my daughter's addiction. My name is Maureen Fitzpatrick. Can you hear me now? My name is Maureen Fitzpatrick, and I am the mom of a recovering addict. Before I go into my story, I'd like to read something that I wrote that many of the moms, I think, can relate to. My glasses. Dear Mom, breathe. The anxiety is better when you take in deep breaths and hold them. Count in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4. You didn't do this. It's on the corner, in his school, at that party where you first met the parents. It's an evil little devil, that drug. Doesn't matter its name. That sneaky chemical masqueraded as temporary escape, tricking your boy into into trying something he had no idea would imprison him. Hold your head up, Mom. You didn't do this. I saw you bake those cupcakes, cheer him on at his games, go to his parent-teacher conferences. I saw you meet parents before he stayed over, heard you talk to him on his cell phone when he was out, saw you checking his messages, and even making him clean his room. Yes, he should clean his room. You did it right, Mom, and I salute you. But the fact is, there is someone more addictive than your love, more dangerous than your wrath when he misbehaves, more loving when he's sad and confused. His name is drug, and he's much stronger than you. He's much stronger than your son's will. He's a devil disguised as his best friend, and now he's masquerading as your boy. Drug is not your boy. Drug has taken him over, turned him into a thief and a liar, an angry and vile mess. Keep loving him, Mom. Don't give up. But when you need a break from the hell, you must take one. Clear your mind. Go for a walk. Go out with your friends. You see, drug will control you too. He will make sure you wither and fall. He will make sure you cry and shake. He will make sure you can barely take care of your other children. And he will try hard to break up your marriage. And you will succumb to those powers if you don't fight him. Hold your head up, Mom. There is hope on the horizon. Keep loving your boy. Keep encouraging him. But do not let drug get his way. Be tough. If you must masquerade your love as distance, do it. If you must be uncomfortable turning your back, you must do it. The less drug feeds off of you, the more he dies. Remember who is beneath the evil disguise. Your baby. Your beautiful, precious baby. Stay strong, Mom. Stay healthy, Mom. You didn't do that. Hold on to that promise of a new day. For there is hope in each and every sunrise. Love, another Mom. When I wrote this, I was trying to heal, wondering what I could have done differently in raising my daughter. I thought back, could I have loved her more, hugged her more? Could I have not screamed at her when she did things that were normal childlike things? And I think back and I think I did all the things I thought I was supposed to do. And it's taken me a long time to come to a place where I no longer blame myself. My daughter, Aerin, is my first child. She's a lovely blonde girl who was a straight-A student, a soccer and a softball player. She was even a well-known dog handler. She achieved a lot of success in just 17 years. I knew she had self-esteem issues, and as a mom, I tried to let her know how wonderful she was. Peer pressure made her want to be perfect, and it did help her be perfect in many of the events that she did, but not in the social life. She felt she didn't fit in, and soon she found a group which welcomed her. She started her path to addiction in a very common way, smoking pot with friends that made her feel good. We tried therapy, we tried tightening our reins. We did everything we could to get her to stop. And as her behavior worsened, I worsened. I struggled with despair. And we didn't know what it was. Was it drugs? Or was it maybe mental illness? Probably the answer was a little bit of both. When she was 15 years old, we had a hard time trying to find out that answer because of some of the HIPAA or the privacy laws. They got in the way. She didn't want us to know the answer to the questions, so we didn't get them. We would beg doctors, we would ask hospitals to keep her. She didn't want it, so she didn't have to get it. Privacy laws became our enemy, and it made no sense to me how a mentally ill, drug-addicted 15-year-old girl can make her own health decisions, especially those which prevented us from helping her. One night, after a very, very difficult night in the emergency room, I begged a nurse to tell me what kind of drugs were in her system. She looked at me with eyes that let me know that she was also a mother, and she said, I could get fired for this, but I'm going to tell you. Thank God for that nurse. She did put us on a path that we didn't want to be on, one of having an addicted child. But at least we knew. I am very thankful to her. After that incident, another parent in New Jersey and I became very vocal in trying to get some of the HIPAA or the privacy laws to change. It took a while, but thanks to thousands of parents and Congressman Tim Murphy of Pennsylvania, there was a bill put on the table. In July, the Helping Families in Mental Health Crisis Act passed in the House of Representatives by an overwhelming 422-2. It is now being put to the Senate. And one part of that act allows parents and family members more partnership with their doctors in providing health care for their children. We need access to our children's records. We need to know what the drugs they're on. We need to know what's going on. Sitting on the sidelines, watching an addicted, mentally ill child die, not understanding how we can help because of privacy laws, will hopefully be a thing of the past. For that, I am grateful. The other thing that is important is staying healthy as a parent. As we know, the most difficult part of this journey can be keeping ourselves going. We have to work, take care of the other children. We have to cook, we have to clean, navigate insurance companies and medical laws. And we need to stay focused on this with very little sleep. Parents of addicts don't sleep. At one point, I felt I could not take another day of this. My daughter's behavior was so violent and dangerous that at times we felt threatened. As she sank into her addiction, I sank into despair. Friends suggested support groups, and I tried them, and I think they are wonderful. But I found they weren't for me. My children would say, Mom, you're going out to do drug stuff again? And they were right. So I tried a different way. I started to write. And this is why I started to write poetry. It was a way to put my feelings down on paper. I was able to put anything I wanted on that paper. I was bleeding emotions. They were raw, they were real. I could swear and yell, bitch. I could curse God. I could question my faith. I could yell and pray, all on the same paper. It felt good. It was my release. Soon I had over 3,000 poems. Some of these poems have been compiled into my book, Beyond Horizon Fall. It is my poetic journey that starts off with despair and ends with hope. My daughter is beyond her fall into addiction. She is actually doing very well now. She's out in Arizona, going to school, and enjoying life. Beyond Horizon Fall is not a self-help book or a guidebook to navigate this road. It's simply meant to be a blanket for you to pull over and feel some camaraderie. Some of you don't understand your emotions or your feelings. They're very complex when you're the parent of an addict. This book lets you know that you are not alone. The best part is, the back of the book, second half of the book, are those poems of hope that will let you know that your child just may be all right. We should never feel ashamed of our feelings. We have the right to feel them. We have the right to them. The last thing I wanted to talk about was forgiveness. It was the one thing that really helped me to heal. I've had a very hard time dealing with my daughter's addiction, and I held a lot of anger towards her. But when I finally realized and learned that addiction is a disease, and that she could not help it, she may have been able to help the first steps, but she was a teenager at the time. Once I knew that, I was able to forgive her. And I wrote her a letter, and I called her up, and I told her, I forgive you, and I love you. And when I said that, I felt the weight of the world lift off my shoulders, and it really, really helped me heal. And it was at that point where I also saw a change in her, where she started to heal. Because for so long, she was carrying the guilt and the shame of this disease and what it had done to our family. Please forgive your children. They do not want to be addicts. I will end with this poem, which I hope offers some hope. It's called Death to the Inquisitor. No more must I be the inquisitor, the parental intelligentsia, scooping up top secret information by way of three-way phone calls and Facebook searches. No more must I be the one with a mommy warrant searching for whatever drug paraphernalia you've exiled. No more must I be the symbolic exorciser, an evil-shooing priest purging you of whatever devil lies within. No more must I worry, though of course I still do. But still, no more must I cry myself to sleep, blanketed by my own frightful shivers. I can breathe. Finally, no more. Thank you, and I truly wish you all a positive journey. And I want to mention that all proceeds of this book do go to addiction support services.